Who's ready? Hold on. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? No, y'all cannot. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Y'all should be able to hear me now. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to go? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? I'm ready. It's Saturday night. I'm ready to go. Is everybody oiled up? Okay, I'm oiled up and ready to go. Look, I'm nice and oiled up. I'm ready to go. Okay. And so now we're going to get into the slippery of it all. You know what I'm saying? And I told you guys that I may do a live, I may come. So I decided, so you know what? Come out, hang with y'all, have some fun on a Saturday night. I'm greased up, oiled up, okay, smelling good, and I'm ready to go. Okay. And the oil is hot. Okay. So I just want to slide on through here and kind of see what y'all had going on tonight. But first, we wanted to get into some commentary. Okay. So we're gonna watch a couple of videos and I'm gonna stop playing and I'm gonna put some clothes on. And then y'all, we're gonna get into it. So the first video I want to get into, we got to get into Young Miami. I wanted to get into some of the things that was said about Young Miami. So hold on, let me go to my Instagram first. Because it's been conversations around Young Miami being the downfall of Diddy. Okay. So I wanted to play this video. Let me share screen. Let's go to Instagram. Share that. Can y'all hear this?
The people don't.
You know them.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay, so
I'm
what's the answer?
asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
Baby, let me tell y'all something. On which yacht? This nigga don't go to sleep. I be like, God damn. I'm gonna tell y'all something. For real. I really thought that I was gonna like make him tap out. Like I really thought he was gonna be being out no chance. This nigga don't go to sleep. Like I be like, nigga, go to sleep. You gotta be energized, you gotta be charged up like a Tesla.
When you going off the grid with me, you gotta go to sleep for a week.
Yeah, it's definitely giving us sleep. So how many rounds you be going?
You know.
The people don't.
You know them.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay,
all right.
I'm asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
All right. So that was that video. That was that one, right? And then we had, hold on, get my life together real quick. All right, so we've left the Diddy party and we chilling now. All right. So then I seen one of my good friends, Lisa, she sent me something on Twitter. Okay, so I'm gonna go to X. Shout out to her. I gotta sign in and stuff. Jesus, jeez Louise. Can I just sign in on here? Hold on. I should have probably did this before I got here, but child was getting so oiled up. It was messing me up. Oh, Jesus. Dang. I don't even think I'm going to be able to do it. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I do apologize. But let's see, it's gonna let me log in. Oh, I gotta enter my code. But we chilling tonight, so it's no pressure. And I'm gonna let y'all come up too, because we're gonna talk and get into some things. We're gonna do an interactive, but I want to lay the groundwork and then we're gonna get into it. So then we got this one here. Yeah. Where the Carisha Please comment started. I'm gonna play it. This is hold on.
That was Carisha.
What do you mean?
Nigga, hey, bro.
Explain.
Don't nobody piss your ex bitch off more than you turning up the next bitch. Everything he promised for Cassie, he gave to Carisha. He gave her a show. He gave her a deal. When she's performing, she ain't signed to him. That nigga showing up to her shows like this, his artist, like supporting her. And if you Cassie, you looking like, nigga, I spent 13 years with you begging you to give me that. And you giving it to this bitch. And now you making me penny pitch. Now I'm gonna sue your ass. Cause that's what a woman would do. Like this nigga, dog, you turned up. That's why it's very dangerous. Turning up the next person. Nigga, you turned up your girlfriend. And by the way, he did right by Carisha. That's what he's supposed to do. But now Cassie is like, what about me? And all the shit I endured. Dog, that's why they got a term called the starter wife. The starter wife always goes through the bullshit first. The starter wife always goes through that. When Puff was in his dark stage, he was with Cassie. Now he's in his love era. He with Carisha. Carisha got a way different experience than Cassie did. Who you think that pissed off more than anybody? The bitch that didn't get.
So you know what? I thought that was an interesting take. So shout out to Lisa for sending that. Because now that I think about it, and I've watched the case, Cassie's whole thing was she wanted to be the girlfriend. I think Young Miami got everything. She got to be the cute, young side chick. She was getting the cars. They was going off the grid. She was doing interviews. You gave her a show. You catapulted her Carisha Please podcast. Then she won Best Podcast at the BET Awards. She was winning awards for that. I mean, y'all were really flexing together, and it was like a real thing. And you were toting her around like she was the girlfriend. Not to mention, she also was the girl that was able to on Gina. Remember, Young Miami told Gina that she would make her an eater, and Diddy would have her on her knees eating her seat. And how Diddy didn't want her. But remember with Cassie hated Gina because it didn't matter what Cassie did, Gina still had Diddy. And for whatever reason, Diddy would not leave Gina alone for Cassie, but somehow you left her alone for Young Miami. And so I could see that. And I feel like Young Miami is a goer, in my opinion. I think Young Miami is a goer. She's a turn me up. And she's very much so, I want to remain famous. I want to be famous. I want money. I'm a hood chick from the ghetto. And at the end of the day, anything that makes me appear and feel better than the next person or gets me out of the gutters, then absolutely I'm going for it. And she's freaky. She went on her podcast, said that, she was getting pissed on. She tries to roll that back. We know she's a liar. That's not true. We know she was getting pissed on. Diddy is, first of all, let's be clear here with the Young Miami piece. I don't believe nothing that she say at this point. Because, girl, there's no way that you're with Diddy and literally not even a year ago, in September, Diddy got arrested and they found 10 bottles of baby oil, hard drives, Astroglide, pink powder, cocaine, ketamine, MDA. I don't know how you say, because I don't do that. So they had all of that. Diddy had that on his person and $9,000 and was paying for escort still. So Young Miami, Please be freaking for real. You was with it. And on your podcast, you talked about sexing. You talked about all of that stuff. Okay. Golden showers and all this and that. So, girl, no one's believing you. And I feel like you were the fun girl for Diddy. You was going all night. You was with it. Remember, this is why Little Rod got involved, because remember they were saying that Little Rod got involved, like flown out for Cassie. I mean, not Cassie, for Young Miami. It was a bunch of weird, and then Young Miami had a homegirl there that somebody else was supposed to be coming on to. Remember that they were talking about those things that happened in the studio in the Little Rod lawsuit that kind of got thrown out. So I believe that Young Miami was with it. She just not going to say nothing because she don't want any more embarrassment. But you got to remember, Young Miami definitely was going for it because during that time, it helped her feel like she was bigger and better than JT. She was feeling like she was bigger and better than all the girls in the game because she had a billionaire. And people felt like, oh, my God, how did you get him? Why would he date her? Now it makes sense. You were a goer. Because I knew something wasn't right about that. I'm like, out of all the girls, what would make Diddy date Big Jughead? But I think, now that I'm realizing she's with the shit. It's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's into whatever they into. I'm not knocking it. But my thing is, girl, now she lying because it got hot for her. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you definitely was in on all of it. Let's go and see if I could find that clip from Young Miami talking about golden showers. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that video. I don't know where. Somebody send it to me on Instagram or Twitter because I want to find that video now. Hold on. Where is that video at? Where is the video? Somebody DM. Oh, here we go. Found it. Hold on. Now she's trying to say that this was a lie. She trying to say this was a lie.
To be honest, hold on one more thing. I need something a little.
She tried to say this was a lie.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a golden shower. I did. Did you? I've never had a golden shower. Like I've given one. The guy pees on you. Mm-hmm. Pee on you everywhere. You like it? I just like it. You do? But like peeing on you. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just too. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on one more thing. I need something a little. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a golden shower. I did. Did you? I've never had a golden shower. Like I've given one. Oh, is that the same thing as squirting or? Yeah, they say that. I don't know, but but I've never experienced that. I'm all about trying new things, though. Golden shower. It's fun. Yeah, like, you know when you drunk and they just peeing all over your body. You just like pee on your butt. You know when the guy pees on you, pee on you everywhere. You like it? I just like it.
So does that sound like a lie?
On you? I don't know. It's just I don't know.
Does that sound like a woman who's lying? That does not sound like no lie to me. And now knowing what we know about Diddy, we know that that's almost a requirement. Because what other reason, now that we know all the facts about Diddy, why would he be with Young Miami? What reason would Diddy have to be with Young Miami? Now that we know the things about Diddy. Because everybody ain't going. And it's not a problem, but just be clear. Everybody's not going. She going. It's no shade. You don't play like that if you're not going. I don't know if she's doing the drugs and stuff, but she's definitely freaking off. Now, I don't know if Diddy's as violent as I don't think he was hitting her and stuff, but I think that she was going for it and she was getting the money. She was with the freak offs and stuff too. And I think that Cassie kind of got to a point where she was like, well, what about me? So I think that guy made a very valid point. Perhaps seeing Young Miami get everything that Cassie wanted kind of did push her over the edge a little bit, right? On top of the fact, Cassie was so jealous of Gina and Kim Porter. And here's the thing, and I'm trying to figure out, because a lot of people were saying, like, what was Cassie's infatuation with Kim Porter and Gina? But like, it seemed like she was jealous of Kim, but she hated Gina. And I don't know if she felt like she saw Gina more in her because she was younger. Gina is like racially ambiguous or Asian or whatever the case may be. So that was like direct competition. Perhaps Cassie, she knew that she couldn't really compete with Kim because she got 3 kids. He got 3 kids by Kim, and she's older. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's his actual baby mama. Like, it is what it is. But maybe Cassie was like, I want to be the baby mom. But Kim Porter gave me, she wasn't going for that. You know what I'm saying? She gave me that she was not getting into all that stuff with Diddy that Diddy was into. But also, it feels like Diddy felt like, okay, Kim feels like home. Kim feels like a safe space. She's older. She's mature. You know, I could be with her when I want to feel like the family man. Cassie wanted that. But Cassie didn't realize that she was the fun girl. She was like a Young Miami. She was just arm candy. She was arm candy. She was never supposed to be the wife, the homemaker. She wanted to be that with him, but she was never supposed to be that. And I personally feel like there's a few reasons why. I feel like Diddy saw the way that he got her. Then they were cheating. Then she was cheating and she was homie hopping. So you didn't really respect her like that. But then she's also, she was with the, so you like that. But then at the same time, she also was a trophy arm piece that you could carry out with you. You know, she's young, she's hot, she's beautiful, body banging. All the rappers want to bang her. So then you bring her out to the red carpets and stuff. And it's nothing against Kim Porter. Kim Porter is just older. And so a lot of these guys with money and stuff, they feel like when women age, they're not as beautiful or whatever the case may be. So when you have a older billionaire guy like that, you want this Model S pretty, you know, mixed half-breed something, and you're going to have her on your arm. I think that Cassie was good arm candy and a freak off. And that's why I feel like he didn't stick around with Kim Porter like that, because I feel like Kim Porter, Diddy was trying to like compete with his sons. Diddy, you know, look at the girls he dated, Lori Harvey, Young Miami, Cassie, like women will age out from Diddy because Diddy is still trying to keep the fountain of youth. He sucks a lot of that energy up. You know, any man that's competing with dating with the dating pool of their sons, you can tell, you know, that there's something there. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, he's afraid to age. And so he's taking the energy from the younger girls and he's using that as a flex. Like, okay, he's got this older guy with this bad young girl. I don't feel like Kim Porter made him feel like that. She was too mature. She was too old. You know what I mean? And so she aged out of what he was looking for. But for Cassie, I think that Cassie wanted that wife feeling. She wanted the mother Christmas holiday, but she was really only a New Year's Eve. You know what I'm saying? New Year's Eve and maybe a freaky Valentine Day. But you're not getting Easter. You're not getting, Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa. No. Family holidays, no. Freaky holidays, Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? You probably get a Juneteenth. You know what I mean? A New Year's Eve, we can get high shit. You know what I mean? We can get blown. We can have a couple freak offs, fly some niggas out. That's the thing. Now, Gina's the interesting one for me. I think that I'm trying to figure out what is the draw with Gina and why Cassie couldn't take Gina. Because I feel like Gina was going for it too. But here's the thing. Gina, out of all the women, rest in peace, Kim Porter, Cassie's gone. Young Miami, she had to get out of Dodge. The money's gone, everything stopped. Or she might be talking to him on the low. Who knows? But Gina, I feel like, is the ex, like, and I said this in a previous video, Gina, to me, gives the ex that's never really going to go away, and she's going to wait it out to show you that she's down. But remember, Gina did an interview with Tasha K. And when she sat down with Tasha K, I vaguely remember she was talking about how Diddy was kicking her, spitting on her, punching her, and dragging her. but I think she had got upset and she was scared for her life. Somehow I think she had got a payment. Then she had got mad at Tasha K and wanted Tasha K to remove the video. But of course, I'm not removing my video. And so Gina apparently was supposed to be one of the witness number 3, but Gina went into hiding because I don't think she wants to testify anymore. However, I don't think she wants to sit in front of his face and testify. But I think it's not just I want to be with Diddy, I love Diddy, but because I think the girl fight, the girl ego, is still somewhere deeply rooted, because although this case is not Cassie Ventura versus Sean Combs, the United States federal government is basing this whole lawsuit, this whole criminal investigation and criminal trial based on Cassie. Okay. And so she's the star witness, and everything aligned to it is going to be basically corroborating or adding validity to Cassie's testimony. And I feel that Gina and Cassie hate one another. So Gina's probably not going to testify against Diddy to help invalidate Cassie. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel. So I don't know, but shout out to 8,000 people being on here on the middle of a Saturday night. Okay, it seems like I ain't the only one with nothing to do. All right. So now I want to ask you guys, why y'all think, what's the tea? This is not just about me today. It's about all of y'all. And make sure, if you guys haven't done so, subscribe. Shout out to the fact that we've gained over 23,000 new subscribers. I want to say shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the squad. Okay, we get into some things here. I want to let y'all know, sometimes y'all gonna love me, sometimes y'all gonna hate me. But listen, we always find our way back, and we make it happen. We make it do what it do. So I love y'all all. Shout out to all the new people that have joined the team here. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All of my socials are at the Armand Wiggins Show or Armand Wiggins. You'll find me. I'll pop up. I'm verified on all of them. So follow me there, because I usually post there, especially if YouTube doesn't send out notifications. Sometimes you guys won't get your notifications, but you'll probably get the notification on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature. So stay tapped in. But here, I'm going to send the link here. Here's the link for anybody that wants to come in. Hold on. Where's the link? I'm gonna keep posting it. If you guys want to, and I'm gonna pin it to the top of the chat, because I want to hear from you guys, and I want to hear what you guys thought about this week. It's just a lot going on this week. It was so many things, so many moving parts, and so I want to hear from you. Click the link and come on in. But you make sure you have on your oil when you get here, okay? All right, Lauren, what's going on?
Hey, Armand. Can you hear me all right?
About this week, what you think about the trial? Anything on Young Miami, girls, whatever you want to get into. What you got?
So I want to get into Cassie and then touch on Young Miami
Okay.
a bit as well. So I think that both Young Miami and Cassie were playing the same game in terms of let me start with Cassie. I think Cassie was, playing the game in terms of trying to maximize her opportunity. Let's be real here, talent-wise, it wasn't giving 10 albums, so I think
it was
that
never given 10 albums.
right. So I think that she saw an opportunity to get with the boss, and she was like, okay, let me just do whatever it is I need to do to basically stay in his good graces, and it got out of control. And now she's unfortunately found herself in this position, and I just feel like it was I played the game and it just went far beyond whatever I could have imagined. And just kind of juxtaposing that with Young Miami, I do agree with that take of that, Cassie kind of being a little salty that Young Miami gets to be, the fun girl. and kind of be propped up as this, nice young thing. And even though Diddy's like Young Miami collaborations didn't do anything great, like Cassie did not get that same vibe. So I think that was probably hurtful to her. Um, I'm curious about where her family was during all of this.
Well, she
Like,
wasn't telling them. She wasn't
at
telling them.
all?
No, she wasn't telling them anything. Let's get Kirby. Kirby, what's going on? And then Love and TJ. What y'all got? Y'all can, as long as y'all don't talk over each other, y'all can start a dialogue. What's the tea? Y'all can, as long as y'all don't talk over Turn me down in the back.
Hi, Armand.
Hey,
Sorry,
what's
I
going
had
on?
to unmute. Hi, I'm out here in New York. I just wanted to thank you. You've been doing your thing out here.
Thank you.
It's doing so great. I actually I was listening to you and I didn't realize I didn't put into perspective about the whole Cassie and Young Miami situation and how essentially, Young Miami did get everything that Cassie wanted. Like she
Mm-hmm.
got the lifestyle. She was shown out all over the place. She was all over social media. And the crazy thing about it, even at that remember when that award show when he was still even thinking Cassie, like Young Miami was even there. So imagine like Cassie watching that, oh, he's shouting me out or low key threatening me. And you're at an
Oh,
award
right.
show with Young
What Young
Miami
Miami doing?
and she's doing the poppy sign. Like that's
But let's
crazy.
add to that because it's like, and then two, I'm sitting at home with all this trauma. You got this new girl, you got a second win, you got the juice fade, you looking
Yup.
10, 20 years younger, you buffed up, you dating this one and Lori Harvey and Young Miami, and you getting awarded from BT and VMAs, and now you getting the key to the city, and I'm still
Yup.
sitting here feeling broke. I didn't have
And
to move back to Connecticut with my broke white husband. How
and
did
also
how
too,
did that happen?
And also too, like he was, they were going through their DV situation. So I imagine like he was slut shaming her. He was shaming her for the freak offs and everything like that. And then you hop on Young Miami's podcast and you're talking about the golden showers. You're talking about how freaky you are. And it's like, wait a minute, that was not how you were with me. Why weren't you with me like that? And that was less than a year. Like it was like a year split between Young Miami and Cassie. Like it was a year or two apart.
Okay, boo. Okay,
Thank
so if you
you.
guys are trying to get in, like, oh my god, my thing is blickering. It's so many people trying to get in here. It's locked. So you guys got to keep trying to get in. The queue is full. So I want y'all to get your points, get it in here because there's hundreds of people trying to get in here right now. But yeah, so get straight to it. If you guys are not ready and locked and loaded, I have to drop you. Okay. So next is Love and TJ. What's going on?
So listen. I'm thinking like same thing as everyone else, but just from the opposite perspective for Cassie. I think Cassie was just at the point where she was like, listen, I had 10 years, however long they were together, and it was cool, it was cute. I was a baddie, I was doing my thing, I had a billionaire, right? But I think at some point when she decided to like lean in and just like take the good with the bad, I think she still thought that there was going to be a possibility of something. And when it really, really, really ended up being nothing, I'm with her on the whole bitch. Give me my $30 million. Like it's the baby boy was tea. But I just feel like I'm with Cassie in the sense of like, I don't think she really gives a fuck about Young Miami. If anything, I think it just triggered her to be like, you know what? Let me collect on the shit that I.
Okay, you doing too much cursing. Y'all know why are you getting up here doing all that? You know we don't do all that. Okay, you done the F-bomb and what? Okay, so that's the other rules for the new people. Only person that can cuss is me. You don't get to go and drop F-bombs and stuff like that. Y'all know the rule because he might be new, so we're gonna bring him back. But don't do that. Don't curse. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways.
Yes. Okay. So if you think I'm gonna let you stay a little bit longer, if you have your point, you can jump back in. Okay. So Shaquinta Johnson.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what's going on? Talk to me. What you thinking about this? How was it this week for you? What you want to get into? What do you think about Diddy, the freak offs, oil? Are you oiled up right now? What is the tea?
Man, so I think it's like it goes a lot deeper with this
Okay.
case. So for me, looking from the outside, it looks like the settlement that she did with Diddy, it seems as if she got on the stand and he paid her to
ruin her reputation, because I feel like,
wait a minute, slow down. Hold on. You feel like Diddy paid Cassie on purpose, or just like,
yes, on purpose. When they did that settlement, it seems as if, because I'm trying to figure out what would make a woman get on stage and ruin her reputation the way she has.
well, she
And
had to. She got subpoenaed. She had to.
so she got subpoenaed. So I'm just like, you went into the fact that you getting golden showers, you rubbing cum on his nipples. Like, I'm just like, what would make you do that besides the money? That's the only thing that I could really wrap my mind around, besides the fact that she had to, because she was on the videos, and I understand that. But just to, her husband is there. So I'm just like, what would make her, ruin her reputation the way she has? And to me, it's not, to me, when I look at it.
But she was under oath, though, so she couldn't lie.
Yeah, but people lie in court all the time.
You'll go to jail for that thing. You get caught. It's too much receipts. Thanks, boo. Okay, who's next?
Me. Hey.
Go ahead.
Okay, listen, let me go ahead. First of all, I want to say I'm not even finna waste my time listening to nobody else do this coverage.
Thank you.
I ain't finna listen to nobody else, but I want to say this right here. You know what I'm really ready to see?
What?
Honey, listen. I am really ready to see what's gonna happen to Cassie and her husband after all this done.
Well, so apparently they put out a statement, the husband, he was like, you didn't break her, you didn't break my wife. I watched her glow. I was happy for her. I was proud of her. And she's becoming to the woman that she is. Yes, I was irritated having to watch her sit in front of the man who brought all this negativity to her and darkness to her. That made me upset, but I was happy that she was able to stand in her truth and tell her story. I don't believe that to save my life, because everybody knew that husband was getting dragged. But at the end of the day, you $30 million richer and you got 2 babies in that woman. And if you seen that husband, that man, I mean, yeah, he might be a personal trainer and stuff, but he looks like he's been kind of shooting up a little bit too. I don't know if it's the fact that he's white, but he looks like he's on a few pills himself. It's no shade. Now, at the end of the day, he ain't had no money. So this is the biggest lick he'd never hit. So if she had to go, listen, if Kim K had to do it, Cassie had to do it. It is what it is. She had to put on for the family. So you need to sit his ass down and, take his millions for the team and keep it moving. Okay. She had to take one for the team. But the real tea is this. I feel like Cassie, out of all the niggas, this ain't the love of her life. I just think that she said, you know what? Okay, let me just settle here, because I done been out, I done did all the drugs, I done been slightly bopped around. I'm tired. Let me just get a regular guy. To me, this don't feel like love of my life. This don't feel like love. This feel like where I kind of settled. It also feels like I'm a little mentally just broken and not all the way there. I'm a recovering addict too. Yes, I'm a pretty girl on the outside, but girl, I've got a lot of issues going on the inside. And this white guy, he understands me. But these other celebrity guys that would be better for me, or at least aesthetically better for me, they just can't handle how cuckoo, nuts, and whacked out I am. I feel like Cassie wakes up and just you know what I mean, and then it goes to making eggs and stuff. You know what I mean? Every now and then she'll just and then she'll be back.
And see, that's the thing. See, it's 30 mil now, and they, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't known or anything like that. So he probably feels some type of way or be shocked, but he probably stay around. But I agree with you. I don't know if it's that Gemini in you, honey, but listen, let me tell you, you be speaking on it. You be seeing both sides. I see the duality. I don't see you being biased. And every time you say something, I be like, damn, I feel that. I mean, dog, I feel that same way. Like, I feel the same way as you about the husband. I feel like that's not the love of her life. But we'll see. And I'll keep watching you.
Thanks, boo.
Okay,
thank you so much. Okay, Naomi. Okay, not ready. Okay, so we got to kick her because we got to get. There's so many people trying to get in here. Okay, let's go, Daron, and Lakeisha.
What up, though? Armand, you definitely doing your thing. I'm oiled up. Let's get to it.
Yes, are you oiled up, baby? Yeah, let's go.
Up. Cassidy definitely, she has a pattern. She been going from everybody who Diddy has connected her with. First Ryan, and then she No, she is definitely. I'm wondering if she would have her career turned out good, would she have been doing all this? I think it's something that just blown out of proportion. The government seen, okay, this is the perfect time for me to constantly get in. We got to use her, subpoena her in, and now it's just all blown out of proportion, and everybody's standing on business. This is messed up, and I'm wondering. With all this coming out, do you think that Diddy is at least bisexual, especially
That's, you
with
know what? That is what I was wanting to get into because in my mind, right? It's the wanting the big black, but then it started to just turn into wanting men. But then y'all also had your favorites, like you loved Clayton, and then you loved Jules. But then I even seen some of the men, like you guys haven't seen the pictures of all of them. One of the men looked gay.
And it's
one of the men looked gay. But my thing is this: you want to see, like, it's almost like you want to see that, like, and it has to come because if it don't come, they lose half the money if they don't come, because the whole tea is they got to come because then you got to go secretly play with it. So what does that do? What does that mean?
He's vicariously living through her, it seemed like, especially with the whole coming and putting on his nipples. I'm like, okay, this is confirmation right here. Usually men want another female to come in when doing these like threesomes. He bringing other men. So that right there just confirmed that. That's all cool. But anyhow, my whole thing is I'm just wondering, would Cassie be going this far if
first of all, babe, who is Cassidy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Cassie.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's all I wonder. But anyhow, at the end of the day, I don't think he really worth going to jail for life over this.
Okay, so you don't think he should go to jail?
No, not for life. Maybe, you get what I'm saying? Maybe go to, you need some anger management, all that. Maybe a year, but life in prison over something like this?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy, huh?
I don't
Maybe
see
a good
it.
5-10 years, but life is kind of nasty work.
Ooh, 5-10 years, that's even a lot. Dang. Okay, I'm saying 1 or 2 the most.
Well, I just think he should go because the way that he beat on her was nasty, and he beat a lot of people. And he listen, it's not just her. A lot of you got to understand, and we don't know. And so, but a lot of people have lost their lives, or people were fearing for their lives, and it was like, and then after this, what could happen if he gets off? Like, it's not just her. There's a lot of people scared of him because, like, you blowing up people's cars, you threatening people, you killing people. We still don't know what happened to Kim Porter. They still trying to connect you to Biggie. Like, it's a lot there with Diddy.
Armand, when you say about Kim Porter, I even thought about this. She said she was jealous, and then she was doing the drugs and stuff. Do you think that she popped Kim Porter? Maybe she went over there and did something with Kim Porter drink. Didn't something like that happen?
I don't know, child.
That makes me think too. But anyhow, yeah, I don't think he's deserved life in prison over this. That's my statement.
And my other thing, somebody made a good comment. What happened with day 26? Why was Q? What happened to Q? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Go ahead, Lakeisha.
Hey, Armand, I just wanted to say you did a fantastic job. When I say I was on the floor laughing at you in your commentary, so you did a great job. But
thank you. Before I want to touch on that because I just want everybody to know, because I see mixed reviews and but I want people to know, like, I am a new media personality, right? And we have so many reporters in the courtroom, from the New York Times to People Magazine to, ABC, CNN, Fox News. I mean, by the time, and then you have the slew of like blogs and publications. So then you have in-house reporters live tweeting the inner city press. They're tweeting from inside the courtroom because they're the only one that can have their phone. So then you're getting the updates on the Neighborhood Talk, the Shade Room, whatever blog or publication you watch. So by the time I get to tell you guys what happened, you guys know the story. So at the end of the day, this is some very dark, seedy stuff. But if I'm telling you the story and we're doing it like, my homegirl that we're talking at the table, this is how we talk. I sit in court 8 hours, 9 hours, stand in front of the line. I'm at court for 12 hours, so you don't have to be. I get past the boring part for y'all, and I give you guys, girl, this is what happened. Why would I want to get on here and make you feel like you're sitting in court every day? 9 times out of 10, you already know what happened. You read the story, you watched it on CNN. They're going to give you the button up, the print proper boo. Y'all come to me because we want to have fun with it. And unfortunately, sometimes, it's lighthearted a little bit because sometimes you have to have fun with a serious situation because you don't want people leaving, well, at least my platform, I don't want people leaving depressed. You know what I mean? And now I'm not trying to make fun of anybody or make jokes. Sometimes you guys laugh at me and I'm not even being funny. Like, I'm not trying to be funny for you. I just who I am. So I just want you guys to understand, like, we're not making a joke of this. This is a serious thing. But at the end of the day, it's not me in my personality to give it up like a freaking studious news reporter sitting there, because that'll make me feel like I'm going to court twice. I don't want to do that. That's boring. And you don't want to watch that. Okay. So that's what I just wanted to give you guys that on that. Now go ahead.
No, I loved it. And when you stood up and you was peeking behind that door and you said Diddy was peeking, I was on the floor. So I just loved it. They were asking me to do it. I said, listen, go to Armand. He's doing a great job. So I think you did an absolute great job. I felt like I was there, by the way.
Absolutely.
So my take on it is, and also I think you were so fair. One of the things I did not like there were a few that was being fair, but a lot of them were being Cassie. Now I understand, Cassie is being portrayed as a victim, but I want to hear everything. So I think you did a really good job, on, touching on all the spots. But I also feel like, I feel like Diddy has done something, but the issue is, did they charge him with the proper thing? I feel like some type of violence. We see that he did that, but I don't feel like he was charged with that. But I feel like his public perception.
Sharonda, turn us down in the back. Go ahead.
I think his public perception may be one of the things that might get him guilty, because so far I don't think they proved that trafficking stuff.
Well, I mean, we're only, guys, listen, we're only a week in. This thing is not over until July.
Oh boy.
So thanks, Boo. Okay, who's next? Vicky.
Hey.
What's going on, Boo? You're so pretty in this picture. Is this you?
It is.
So cute. What's going on?
Thank you. I'm gonna rant real quick, but first and foremost, I want to say that I'm proud of you, and I hope you're nourishing yourself with like water and your
Yes, it's a
vegetables
lot,
and
girl.
stuff like that, catching up on sleep. Okay, I'm so confused. Because like when Dawn came out, it was like, okay, because what we saw the lawsuit with Cassie, and it's like this couldn't be the only woman this happened to, especially when Gina said something. But when it was like, okay, Cassie didn't mention other women. It's probably because like if they don't want to speak out, she's not gonna try to force them out. But it's like when Dawn said something, Cassie never spoke up for Dawn. Like no shade or nothing, but it's just like, and then she showed the court mad, and like that's how you supposed to feel about an abuser. Like Cassie had like the nervous laugh and smile, which is, that could be normal, but Dawn walked in there angry. Like you would be angry with your abuser. That's how people feel about their abusers. They be feeling like angry with them. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like they just dismissed Dawn. It's like Dawn said that she was, harassed, essayed, harassed. Not essayed, but like, harassed. I'm trying not to say the word on this channel. But it's like, they just, oh, she lying, dismiss her. And it's just like, what? Like, that's crazy. And then like Cassie never said like, oh no, like I witnessed, like she is my witness. I got hit with a skillet and eggs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like Cassie didn't say nothing because she wanted her justice so bad. Like it's like she didn't want to split the settlement with Dawn. Like it was given like she not mentioning Dawn because it's like she felt like probably most entitled to that situation, like that settlement and a lawsuit and stuff like that. This girl with the oil is killing me. In the
yes.
mask. Oh my God.
Let
I'm
me join
trying
the
to
party.
finish.
Let me join the
I'm,
party too.
I'm
Let me
trying
join the
to
party
finish
too.
chatting and y'all killing me right now. Okay, so
Let
Young
me join the
Miami.
party too. I don't want to show you
Okay,
my hair yet. Hold on.
okay. But Armand, honestly, Young Miami got like 2 kids. I'm not making excuses. But if Cassie could say like, oh, I was like threatened to send like freaky text messages and go on red carpets, and I was like forced to do, music videos and do all this stuff and freak offs and stuff. It's like, why can't, because when mind you, when
Uh
my
huh.
mind you, when Miami was like, okay, tell the people, he was like, you tell them. If you notice, she got mad. Like, if you look at her face and you see her tone, she looking at him like, boy, don't play with me. Like, she was mad. Like, she didn't want to talk about that. And then she had to like laugh it off. So I feel like every girl could say that, like, oh, I was forced to act like I was really into this man. Y'all is killing me. Y'all is killing me. But like she got 2 kids though as well. So it's like she really Miami could very well say like, yo, I feel for my life. I've been doing this for my kids, trying to stay, silent, da 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 da. Then did you see when Keisha Cole was on stage with P. Diddy and they was singing last night, couldn't get an answer. And he was singing, he started touching Keisha Cole's face, and Keisha Cole got mad on the stage. Yes. And that's when, because I heard some strawberry hair girl supposed to be saying something, and Keisha Cole was famous for the strawberry hair. All right, whatever. Now, the most confusing part is like she had like love therapy because she was addicted to love. Okay.
Yes.
My thing is like, okay, when you was with Alex Finn, like you was free, right? You had your freedom. Like you was openly with him, you was away from Diddy. So what was the love that you was addicted to if you said he was forcing you to do everything? Like he was literally putting hands, feet, elbows and stuff on you to do everything. What was the love? Like, was the love like the money or the red carpets or and then she said the 20 million wasn't even worth it. So I don't see where the love was with Diddy to the point where you with your man, like you're pregnant texting Diddy. Seeing about him. You drop your baby off that you had with your cousin. I mean, sorry, not your cousin. You drop your baby off that you had with your husband, and you text Diddy like, now with like a vacant uterus, like, oh, I miss you. Like, come on, like, what do you miss? How you addicted to Diddy and you said there was no love over there? It's just abuse.
More
Like,
oil, more oil. All right, thanks, Boo. Everybody, oil up, more oil, more oil, more oil, more oil. The freak off is commenced. The freak off is here. We're at the Diddy party. Okay, so who's next? Sharonda, go ahead. Hello? Sharonda. If you don't say something, is that her name? Hello? Oh shit. Sharonda ain't ready. 1098.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say to you, congratulations. I see the growth and development in your journalism, and God bless you along your journey. That's all.
Oh wow. Thank you so much, Sharonda. You need to put
You're
on some oil.
welcome.
Put on some oil, more
I know,
oil.
but like I said, once again, you see the growth in your journalism, and you're doing a fantastic job, and you're going very far in your career.
Period. Thanks, Boo. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
I love you for that. Okay, so now we got the freak off. What's going on, Prince? I didn't even know you was tapped in. Okay, so who we got? So we got
You've had
Prince.
me
Huh?
you've had me like hooked on this trial. I'm not gonna lie. I saw it on Instagram and then I started watching your lives and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
woo? But my question or like my take is like I love hearing all of what's happening, both sides, just like you say, like there's no dog. I ain't got a dog in the fight. But what I want to know is, what about Meek Mill? What about Justin Bieber? What about like all these other names we hear? Like, where are they involved? What are they doing in the freak off? Like, are they getting freaked off? Like, what's going on? Because I know that we all saw like all those rumors going around on Twitter and stuff. So I want to know, like, is that gonna come to light? Do you think?
I think that Justin Bieber made a statement and he's like, he's not involved in this. I honestly don't think other people are involved because this case is about Diddy having an enterprise of sex trafficking and prostitution. So I don't think everybody else is involved because he's hiring escorts and he's coercing the women that he's with to be sex trafficked and solicit like prostitutes and paying for prostitution. So I don't know if like Meek Mill and all of them are involved in that unless they were in a freak off.
I see what you mean, and like how it wouldn't be related unless
It
it
wouldn't
has
be
to do with
related.
yeah.
It wouldn't be
Okay.
related. Demi Rico, what's going on?
Hola, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. The only thing I have to say is that like, and I know we're in the early stages of this trial, but Societally, I think we all know that Black women have been some of the most they probably are the most resilient subcultures of our society. And I want us to move away as a people away from this being dumb in love thing. So he did, he made me do this, he made me do this, he put me up to this, but I was in love. I was in love. I was in love. And it's just like, at what cost?
Yeah, but come on. Like, have you ever been in love before? Sometimes
Yeah.
you do crazy things for love.
I have been dumb and in love, but I can count on half a hand how many times I continue to let myself go through that. And I was under 21 when it happened. And I know she was younger when it happened, but still, I'm like, at what cost is this? This love is deterring. This love is damaging you physically, mentally, spiritually, I'm sure. And it's just like, why?
You know what? And I think what's interesting, the craziest part is I think she's still in love with him now, or not really in love, but I feel like I don't think that this Alex Fine guy is for like she's so sold on him. If Diddy, in my opinion, if Diddy was like, you know what, I'll be with you right now, I'll do everything right, I'll take care of the kids, get rid of this guy, I think Cassie's the goer.
And that's
she would go.
That's what I mean by like we're so in love, and it's just like at what cost? What are we doing this for? That's all I wanted to say. I love you. I love you. I love your channel. I love your content.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Armand, love you. Let me know if you wanna oil me up sometime. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I'll oil you up tonight. Are you in the? Well, I'm in New York. When I get back to LA, I'll oil you up.
Hit me up.
Okay, bye.
Let's do it.
Are you in LA too?
I will be.
Oh. Okay, so we can have a Diddy party there. Okay. Wait, who's next? This is crazy. Do you have on any oil? What you got on?
Oh, you talking about me?
Hey, what don't bring it up. Hold on. If you got anything crazy on that, you better get up here, Tulsa. Okay, what is that? Okay, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool, man. Hey, first off, man, like for real, your channel slaps, man. You actually have like a lot of, not saying actually, but you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised, like you academics level intelligent with the delivery of your content, and you're really on par, and it's very succinct, it's very thorough, you know what I mean? So I definitely got to give you your props on that. First off, I gotta say, man, I think Diddy has given us a lot of pride, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, as a Black man, when I walk around, and I see that he turned around and he had, one of the baddest bitches on the planet.
Oh, hold on, you can't curse.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay, I know. Go ahead.
One of the baddest women on the planet doing all types of things like that, you know what I'm saying? And, all these, people, you know what I'm saying, that aren't from the culture, see me and they look at me and they say, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys, and I feel like, he gives a lot of pride, to us on that level. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really honestly doubt that Cassie wants to see this man in jail. I feel like when you go that deep, I feel like when you go that deep with somebody and you have that many emotions and feelings towards somebody, it's very difficult to ever completely cut it off, or cut it out. It's just like, being gay or something like that. Knock on wood, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if that's who you are, that's who you are. There's nothing that's going to change that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you built. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how love is, so a person could put their foot down and draw the line, you know what I'm saying, and throw the cheesecake away, even though they're real hungry. You see what I'm saying? And I get it and I respect it. I just feel like, that's just what it is. And
put the cheesecake away.
Yeah. I'm working on it myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you know what I mean? So, man, much respect to Diddy.
Well, hold
man,
on. So what are you saying though? So are you like thinking Diddy should get off? How do you think this ends? And if the nigga do get off, and let me ask you this: are you a straight man?
Yeah.
So is Diddy gay? Like, what is that? Do niggas do?
Yeah, that
do
nigga
you want
gay as hell? Oh.
Would you want to see? I mean, because as a straight man, I mean, you do watch. I'm sure you watch. Twitter or
like
whatever.
Versace, man. Hey,
hold on.
Versace,
Listen. Let me finish. So y'all probably have watched, and you see the man's pee the woman when you watch flicks, right? So is that what he's doing? But why does he want to see the big? And then why does he want to play with the cum? Like, what does that mean as a straight man? Why do you want that?
That he's not straight. He's gay. He's gay. That's what he is. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And that's just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, like I feel like this, man, if that's what he is and that's who he is and that's who he wants to be and he wants to stand on that podium or whatever, man, more power to him. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if he was just more honest about it, he'd get more respect from different communities and things like that. You know, I just honestly feel like a lot of people have a lot of peace in knowing the real situation and who he really is, even the people that have to abandon him, like, you know, what's that lady, that Caucasian lady that he always does the talk show with, who's lesbian?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres, like, you know what I'm saying? Even Ellen DeGeneres could be like, yo, you know what, man? You know, I understand he was on some other stuff. You know, he was out here doing himself, you know, and he's living his life and he's enjoying himself. And, you know, God bless him. And the only thing I'm really offended by is all that physical abuse.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like that.
Horrible.
I don't like that. That's the part that still make. See, my thing is that if
right?
we didn't have that, I would be a little bit more like, okay,
Thank you.
But
Exactly.
you beating on her like that, I can't.
Bruh.
I feel like you got it. Like the money ain't even enough. Like you beat that girl down, and I'm still I can't even really pick Diddy's side. Even, but see, here's the thing. I'm torn though, because let me tell you guys this. So a bias begins sometimes when, and I've done 2 trials now, when, you know, when you see a person's family every day and you're in the courtroom with them, you see the system coming against them, aka maybe the state of California against Tory Lanez for the Megan Thee Stallion stuff, or then you see the United States government coming against Diddy, you know, for whatever he's got going on. So when you see the system coming at a black man or just a person in general, and you're sitting there each and every day and you're watching their family and you're seeing them in the hallways, like, you know, me and Diddy's kids, we'd be in the bathroom together. No Diddy, not like that, but I'm just saying, like, it's the same. They don't get a celebrity bathroom. This the courtroom. Ain't no celebrities here.
Right.
So it's like we're in the same hallways. We see the same people. So you feel that energy, and it's just like you feel attached to the people that you can actually see. So it's like, damn, I don't want these kids or this family to see the person that they care about go down by the system. But at the same time, it's like, how do you negate the fact that these videos and this audio and these pictures are here of him beating this woman? But then you're there every day with the family. You're there every day watching them go through their emotions. You're watching them feel like when they got to win, they're excited. When they catch a loss, you feel that, you know? So at the end of Tory Lanez trial, even though I feel like he's 100% guilty in, you know, what they charged him for, I cried because I felt the pain from his baby mom, his dad, I built a rapport with them. Yeah, they didn't like me because I was saying that, you know, Tory Lanez, but I was there with them every day. They didn't do it. You know, Diddy's kids didn't do it. And so you feel that pain. So if Diddy goes down, I'm sure, again, I'll have an emotional, you know, reaction, because you get an emotional attachment sitting in that courtroom every single day, watching his family, watching their families support them, fight for their lives. You know, it's just a really weird thing. But the fact that those videos and those pictures and the audios and stuff is out, it's like, well, I can't feel bad.
See, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, give the man Chris Brown treatment, right? You gave Chris Brown a certain type of treatment, a certain level of treatment. You didn't throw him in jail for 10 years, right? You threw him in jail for a month, 2 months, right? Now, I personally believe that Young Miami, now this is just my assessment, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I seen Diddy get up down on his knee and do all this other type of stuff and really, you know, present himself as attempting to be a changed man. It seems like this love era type situation is his attempt at changing, you know, the I'm puffy, I'm egotistical, you know, era. You forgive me if I'm, you know, for saying insults, well, you know, and it's him attempting to turn a new leaf. So I mean, if he's genuinely attempting to turn a new leaf, and he has genuinely, because everybody, you know, nobody's perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their thing. You know what I'm saying? So if he addresses it, he's working on it, he's moving in the right direction. Okay, and this was, and I'm not, you know, and
come on, wrap it up. We got too many people.
So that's all I want to say. You know, I feel like if that's what it is, then we need to have some mercy on the guy and not attempt to throw him in jail for the rest of his life. When, you know, Chris Brown or whatever, he went on Ellen DeGeneres, Puff did, and said, hey, you know what? People go through things. You know, I'm not going to sit here and throw this man away. You know, give him a little bit of leniency. All right.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. We got to move on. Tulsa, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say thank you for having me so much, and thank you for waking up the young Miami. Her little part in this whole situation. Kim Porter is definitely injustice, and keep doing what you're doing. I love the fact that you uplifted the young women, the girls. That really touched my heart, and that made me look at you totally different when it comes to this blogging world.
Thank you. And I see you're oiled up. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
More oil, more oil, more oil, more oil. Yes, yes. All right. Thanks, boo. Bye. Okay. Who's next? Hey, boo, what's going on?
Hey, just wanted to say you are doing your biggest one, okay?
Thank you.
I do not have my baby oil on.
Girl.
Baby oil is too expensive, okay, honey? But my thought on this is, first of all, Cassie is a little bit of a bop, okay? She's giving vibes like she bounced around from man to man to man to man to man. But I am really curious about why haven't they tried to subpoena Farnsworth Bentley? Because
You
I
know
feel
what?
like
Hold on. Can we stop there? Why haven't we heard a peep out of him? And wasn't he one of the main assistants for a long time?
yes,
Like, where is he at?
I feel like he know where the bodies are buried. You hear me? He
And
just
what happened with him?
disappeared.
Because for a while we thought he was gay.
Well, he actually moved to Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta, and he moved to Atlanta and got married. He has kids now, and like nobody hears from him anymore. He just disappeared. So it's given he got paid off or something. But that man, he knows the realty.
Yeah. I'm like Farnsworth, Lorianne, or what's the Harv? Are they gonna I think Harv caught a charge.
Yes, he did.
So
all of them, that whole little clique, I think they're
I
all
wonder, are they going to
complicit.
subpoena anybody from day 26? Like, because
They need to get Q in there. Poor Q. I feel like Q might have got SA'd or something. I don't know.
But I had heard rumblings through the streets that apparently, and I don't know how true this is, but the whole thing with Q, somehow they're saying that Don had something to do, was mixed in with that. And people are saying it's going to come out that allegedly, we're going to see that, and I feel like during the cross-examination, Don is going to really get it because they're not feeling her in the defense. But I think that they're trying to say that Don was into a little bit of freaky stuff with Diddy too, and then coerced and brought Q in on it. Because remember, they were dating. And so it was a lot going on. So, but I don't know how true this is. I can't confirm it. But the girls are talking. And when I tell you the girls are talking, the girls are talking. I just can't, get into who.
I'm going to be tuned in, okay? Keep doing your big one. I'm going to watch every day.
All
Talk
right,
to you later. Bye.
Bye. All right, who's next?
Hey, Armand.
Hey, what's going on?
Okay, so I had two questions really quick. So the first one, do you remember that year that Young Miami had the sign up at the award show? And that same night, Diddy had thanked Cassie.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
What was that about?
Well, that was about all of this. And Diddy thought that Cassie was not going to do what she did. And remember, shortly after, Cassie never responded. And I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks later, or maybe a month later, Cassie dropped the lawsuit. That was all the same year.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so he was like kind of
remember that speech. Remember that speech. He was like, I just want to thank Cassie. I love you. That's one of our best friends. I was in a really dark place and she held me down. Now we see what the dark place is. But my thing is, what actually was the dark place? Because was the dark place the beating or the drugs? And I feel like it was maybe the beating and control, because just like I just saw in court yesterday, the baby oil is still piled to the ceiling. When they arrested him just last September, they had the baby oil, the drugs, the freak off lights, the Astroglide. So he's still doing that, and the cash for the escort. So what was the dark place? You just taking your frustrations out and your anger out on her and beating her? Was that the dark place? Because you're still freaking off.
Okay, my last question, then I'll drop down. Okay, why is it that it's okay for Diddy to be a hoe, but Cassie can't?
That's touche. You know what? I feel like, that's how society is when it comes to women. But I think if I'm being fair, one can argue that he's a man, but then he also has power. And when he's hoeing, I guess at this level, he's putting people on and putting people in positions and getting people money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cassie looks like she was doing it for a come up. So, it ain't tricking if you got it, but then if you ain't got it, you just look like a hoe or a trick, So it just kind of looked like, okay, this young girl, and she's just trying to ride the biggest check. Whereas Diddy got the money so he can have this one, that one, and everybody else just benefits because you get to say, well, I'm attached to Diddy or he paid me this. Cassie, girl, you started from Ryan Leslie. You was working with him as a producer. He introduced you to Diddy because he wanted to do some music. You somehow lie and do a fake flyer and get flown out to Miami for your birthday to be with Diddy. Diddy's tonguing you in the mouth and then tonguing you in your coochie. You know what I mean? Introducing you into that. Then Diddy says, hey, I want to work with you. I want to introduce you to Kid Cudi so y'all can do some music together because Kid Cudi's hot. Then all of a sudden you're sleeping with Kid Cudi. Then Diddy's messing with Gina. You go to South Africa. Now Diddy's thinking that you're playing around with Michael B. Jordan. So Cassie, you're moving through the ranks. You're social climbing.
But you don't think she was doing that because she felt the rejection of Diddy being with Gina and Kim and all of that?
Well, no, because she did that before that. She did that in what she got with Diddy.
Okay.
She did it to Ryan Leslie.
Okay.
Listen, ma'am. She did it to her husband. Now, first of all, how did Diddy remember Diddy got bad and was like, he was threatening the boyfriend to the husband now because he said, give me my money. You pay me my money because you know how she met this husband, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was Diddy hired him on as a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. She then started sleeping with him, all to be in a relationship with him in 2018, claimed that Diddy raped her, answers, gets back with Diddy, then consensually bangs Diddy again while the husband, new dating person, is calling her on FaceTime. But meanwhile, you done cheated on Diddy with the man and then cheated on the man with Diddy. She's a mess for that.
Touche. Thanks, Armand.
Thank you, boo. She's a little sloppy. It's no shade. Okay, who's next? Zion?
Hey, Armand. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. First off, you are doing an amazing job
Thank you.
This case. When I first seen it with your live, it was like I was there literally. And what broke my heart even more was with the girls walking out. Not a lie, I really don't feel bad for the Suns because I've quote unquote heard that the Suns was in it too, but that's neither here or there. I really feel bad for the girls because these are young ladies that not only lost their mom, but it's like look up to their dad, like as a father. And
yes,
hearing that and then seeing him beat on Cassie, it's not cool. But that's not why I came up here. I wanted to ask you because I seen this earlier. I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if you remember, his name is Jonathan. Things like Jonathan, like Obi or something like that. But it was a long time ago. He talked about basically him having FOs with Diddy.
Yes, Jonathan Oddie. Yes.
Yes,
the guy that was arrested and he was in the interrogation room. That video went viral. I think he shot up the Trump Hotel. He was an escort. Yes, the kind of fat Mexican looking guy. Yes. Now, what about it?
Do you think that they will basically like question him more about it since it's coming out more?
Well, there is supposed to be a male escort coming down. Now, I don't know which one or who, but one of them is a man. But maybe we saw that the first day. So maybe honestly, I don't know what because we seen a man testify and he was one of the escorts, and we got Cassie. Then now we got Don. So I don't know for this to be going on for 8 weeks, Monday through Friday. They're not playing. And so they have, and all their receipts are receipting. So we're going to see.
Yeah. And I would say too, so sorry, but I would say also, I also feel like the state has been on to Diddy for a long time. This is nothing new. They've been on to Diddy since that whole shoot up in the club. If you remember that, because remember he put that on Shine, and Shine what's name had certain time. So I feel like they've been on Diddy for a very very long time. I believe this was just like the icing on the cake with
Mm.
with with S trafficking and stuff and the whole beat up and stuff, because Cass is not the only one that he's beat up on. Like obviously this is pretty big, but I've heard stories that he's beat up on his assistants and so on, and it's not right. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
not right at all. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much.
Thanks, boo. Okay, Pierre, what's going on? Talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Armand, first of all, I just want to give you your tens for how you have been covering this
Thank
because
you.
I really am clocked into you and you
Thank you.
only like you're eating bad. Um, what I
But I
wanted to
do want
talk
to
about.
say everybody that's covering the case is doing their thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everybody's doing their thing. I live for everybody doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? But we give it up a little different. The thing is, I think, and I haven't watched everybody, but I try to be, non-biased because I don't know these
Hmm.
people. And y'all are not in the courtroom. And from watching the Tory Lanez trial,
Hmm.
I watched and I sat next to reporters and I sat next to social media people, and I watched them give you a full, like personal bias take. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that because, some of the girls end up in lawsuits and then the lawyers quit for non-payment. But no, so the thing is, it's like, does it even really matter to, take one side when it doesn't really benefit you in the long run? No, it's like you have a duty to your audience. Don't take it personal. And so, girl, I'm gonna be nice to G. But go ahead.
Oh, I completely agree, but it's also because like you are a very charismatic person, so
Thank
people come
you.
to your channel for you.
Thank
But what I wanted to say was I was actually, as I was looking up stuff for this trial, an article from CNN popped up, and it was a
you. Mm.
former prosecutor saying that this trial could be a litmus test for where society is standing on the Me Too movement right now. And the reason why that got me thinking was because I don't know if you've noticed in the media, like, as this is happening, like the thing with Tory Lane just happened, and then now there's this thing with DDG where he's sort of like being seen as this abusive person, and then Chris Brown just got thrown in jail, and now Drake. Like, there seems to be this common thread with Black men in like the media right now. And so the reason why like that article really got me thinking is because like you were saying before, like in that courtroom, the people in that courtroom, they're all kind of on the same level. Like the average
Mm-mm.
person doesn't really know, and specifically, they always try to choose people, jurors that are as far removed from like the Diddy and the Cassie of it all, so they can sort of decide unbiasedly.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't know what a RICO charge or racketeering charge is. They're just kind of seeing these two people like hash out their history, how he was super abusive to her, how Cassie was jumping from person to person. Like, I do like that article. I think I do agree with it a lot. I'm not making like a super firm point right now, just sort of like thinking broadly, but I do kind of agree with what that former prosecutor was saying because it is very interesting how this is all playing out, and I'm very curious to see how those jurors are going to vote.
Okay, let's read it. A RICO, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Case is a legal action based on a federal law that targets organized crime and racketeering. It allows the government to prosecute individuals and organizations for engaging in a pattern of racketeering activity related to an enterprise, which can be a criminal organization, business, or other entity. So, how they're trying to do that with Diddy is say that him, his team, and his staff were coercing women or Cassie into prostitution.
Hmm.
That's the RICO they're trying to get him on. Sex
Right,
trafficking and prostitution. And it was the enterprise that his whole team and company participated in sex trafficking.
right. But my question is like, do you think the jurors, like, do you think as a juror you would sit there and think about racketeering versus like just hearing these two people's story? Because even you were saying, like, as you were giving commentary, some of the women were like clutching their pearls in there. Like a lot of time people vote on feeling. They're not thinking about this big organized crime. They're thinking about a man doing all this messed up stuff and like a woman doing you know, you get what I'm saying? Like they're not.
Yeah, so the jurors get very clear instructions on what to look for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get so that I mean, that doesn't mean that they'll go that way, but they make it clear this is what you're looking for. And now it's the job
Okay.
of the defense or it's the job of the prosecution to lay out the story clear so that they can, you know, so that the jurors understand what's going on. But that's part of the vetting process of the juror. They go through they went through so many jurors for this. So the jurors
I
that they
bet.
picked, they feel like they can get the jury, you know, they've all agreed on the jurors. So they feel like they can get these jurors to understand what they're trying to present. So, but they definitely let you know in opening statements what it is that you're looking for. And the prosecution, I feel like they're doing a good job. I personally feel like the sex trafficking is proven. Okay. And then the coercion to me has been proven. That's clearly been proven. And then the prostitution, the prostituting is proven. I mean, you're paying the escorts. You have the escorts come speaking. The coercion, which was the sex trafficking, falls under the sex trafficking, is proven because you were beating Cassie. She felt like she was scared, but so she had to do the freak offs because you see her getting beat up when she didn't want to do it. She was in the middle of a freak off at the Intercontinental Hotel. You dragged her, kidnapped her back to the room, and brought her back in there to do a freak off. That's sex trafficking. You know what I mean? So,
Boots.
But now the thing is, now how are we going to prove that the enterprise, that how are we proving that your company or your business was all in on that? Well, we have your security guard now that's, you know, taking Cassie to the hotel rooms and taking her to the doctor, but not letting her speak out. You have the doctors now prescribing, you know, the Valiums and the muscle relaxers and the Percocets. You have the travel agent flying out the escorts. You have a guy that works for Cowboys, whatever that site, the escort site is. You have him sending you pictures of different escorts and different men. So now they're painting the picture. Then you got KK, your assistant, who's setting up the rooms, and she's got the phone too. And so everybody's in on it, which is the enterprise, which is the RICO.
That's a mess. I have one last question for you. Based on what you've seen, in your personal opinion right now, do you think he's going down for it?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think they gotta make the RICO a little more clear.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm very in the middle because a little bit of me feels as though Cassie has been discredited a little bit. The only thing that gives her that leverage, though, is that video of her being beat like that. Like, you can't unsee that.
Yeah.
But if that video would have never came out, it would have been a dead 50-50. You know what I mean? Like, Cass, it'd have been like, girl, that's hearsay. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know what happened. But Cassie, because Cassie, they did a great job of painting her as a floozy and as a ripper and a runner and a girl that was into the freak offs too. But if you use your brain, you realize that, okay, she really was doing this because she thought that was going to get her, you know, didn't like, see, now I'm stumbling because it's like, and what I wanted to originally say is like, she felt like she had to do it because, you know, she was scared. She didn't want him to beat her, but I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like she did
After
it because
yesterday,
she wanted the love. And so for me, you were willing to endure any of this as long as you could have been the main girlfriend. And so for that changes things for me. Like, because if it was just about, I'm doing this because I'm scared for my life and this is my job and I'm having to do this, man is forcing me into this, then that's one thing. But I feel like if you're going because you want him to accept you and he's just not choosing you, then girl, I don't know how much I can ride with you for that, because now you're just being stupid in love. So I don't know.
Well,
were you scared, or were you just were you just thinking this is what's going to make him give me first place over Kim Porter or first place over Gina?
And I think based on the way Young Miami was acting, because she had to have seen some of this stuff too. Like there is a desirability there. So I see what you're saying. Like there's something that I mean, obviously it's the money, the fame, the power, whatever, but like to endure all of that and to still like want to go along, I don't know.
Thank you. All
Anyway,
right.
thank
Thank
you.
you. No problem. All right, guys. If you guys didn't get in, you guys can get in next week. We are here. We're not gonna make this a long, lengthy live because I do have to go get re-oiled up. But if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Continue sending your super chats and your donations if you guys want to donate to the oil fund, the baby oil fund, okay, here in New York, because I need to slide on down to the courtroom and continue getting this tea for y'all. So please slide down into my Venmo if you want, and oil me up with some cash. Now, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so you guys can keep the latest updates. We'll be back with it Monday bright and early. Well, not early. Well, after, because Don Richards hits the stand officially for her full day Monday. So I'm sure that's going to be an explosive day. So be right here, ready to go Monday, oil, lather, and glide it up. And we get into some things. So, and also follow me on Instagram at the Armand Wiggins Show. Because we're at 87,000 Instagram followers. We're trying to get to 100K by the end of the trial. So I'm going to put that link in the chat too. Just some, you know what I'm saying? Because it does help, because sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications. Okay? YouTube does not send out notifications all the time, guys. So it is helpful to follow me on other platforms. Okay? So we're going to post that there. And then outside of that, for a late night live to have 9,000 people on here is crazy. I love y'all all. And thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. I really do. I really, really do. I've gotten an outpouring of messages, personal messages from my friends, my family, DMs from you guys. Like, if I can be honest, I was a little nervous covering this case because I invested a lot of money to do this, to be here. And, I prayed, I thought about it, and, getting up every day. Like I know it's like, I'm in New York, I'm doing my thing, but I'm like, I don't really have a life. I get up and I come home and I go to sleep and I got to go to the case. I'm gonna show you a video when this is all done. But I was literally up at 2 a.m. with my towel laying in, and I was still number 58 in line, sleeping on the floor for you guys and for me, but I'm an independent. I'm out there getting it, And so I just want to let you guys know the encouragement really means something, because it at least lets me know that it's not going unnoticed, because sleeping outside on the New York City ground just to get inside and still may not get in there, that's dedication, and sacrificing and moving and getting 2 apartments. It's just a lot. So I'm glad that you guys are recognizing that I'm really hustling, and you guys are appreciating it, and you guys are supporting, whether you're subscribing, you're liking, you're commenting, you're just watching the video, or you're donating. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, because I've made a lot of investments. I've done a lot of things and they haven't panned out, but this is something now that you guys are receiving it. I'm very glad that I made the leap, and I tried to do it, because I feel like we're in our little second win. You know what I mean? We're doing our thing. We got to hit. So I appreciate you guys so much, because it just keeps me going, because this shit is not easy. I'm there for hours and hours and hours and very early mornings. So I appreciate you guys for that. Okay. So I will see y'all later. And I got to get some rest. The only reason why I'm going to sleep, getting out here now, because I want to go to sleep. I haven't had a full night's sleep since I've been here. So I got to go. And I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace out.